care bosses, welcome to our home care bosses YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 steps to overcome your fears and start your own non-medical home care agency. So come on in, let's talk. I'm Denis. I am the home care agency startup and growth expert. And what we do, we help burnt out, overworked, frustrated nurses start and grow their own profitable home care agency the first time around the right way. And what we help them have, once they have their home care agency, they will have more time freedom, financial freedom, be able to give more, create more income, more of a life, be able to serve their community while creating job and also living the life that they want. Lots of time people come to me and say, Sue, I know I need to start my home care agency, but I am afraid. If you're feeling like this right now, you are normal. Everybody experienced that, or almost everybody experienced that. When we getting outside of our comfort zone, fear always show up to tell us, hey, why should you do something that you don't even know what's gonna happen? So fear will show up. Fear actually tell us that we are upgrading to our next level. So, but a lot of people, the fear, they are consumed by the fear that they're not even able to move forward, to do the things that they want to do. So I'm going to break down 3 steps that you can do right now to overcome your fears and start your own non-medical home care agency. So let's talk, let's do it. The first step, you have to acknowledge your fear. Acknowledge your fear. Lots of time people are afraid, but they're not even acknowledging what, like if they're afraid. Like you cannot treat something if you don't know what's going on. So the first thing is like, hey, yes, I'm afraid. Acknowledge the fear. Once you acknowledge the fear, the second step is find out why you are afraid. You need to know why you are afraid. And let me tell you, 9 out of 10, I find out the reason people are afraid is not even for things that are even real or things that are relevant. Lots of time people will say, Sue, I'm afraid that I will fail. And on the surface, it looks like, hey, this is valid. But when you keep asking yourself questions, what I usually have my clients do, when they say, Sue, I'm afraid if I fail, I have them ask questions. So why are you afraid if you fail? Then they'll give me a reason. Hey, I'm a go-getter. I always want to make sure if I'm doing something, like I get it done right. So I'm afraid that I will get, if I fail, I'm afraid of that. And I'll keep asking them, why are you afraid? And at the end, usually after I ask that a couple of times, they come to the bottom line. And usually most people, they're like, okay, you know what? I'm afraid if I fail, I will be judged. My family will say things. I'm afraid of what they will say. They will say that I left my cushy, my great nursing job to embark in this journey that I have no clue what I'm doing. And if I don't make it, it's going to feel like they were right and they're going to judge me. They probably going to think I'm a little bit crazy. And that's really the reason why they're afraid. They're afraid of what people will think of them, right? And you want to make sure you dig deeper and see what is the real reason why you're afraid. Once you ask yourself why I'm afraid, keep asking yourself, why do I feel this way? And get to the bottom of the reason. Once you find out the reason why you're afraid, the third thing is you need to validate that fear. Validate it. Is it a real reason that I need to really be afraid? So in the example I gave previously, people will say, yeah, I'm afraid that my family will accept me, or I'm afraid of what they will think. So let's validate that. Do you need to be afraid of what people think? No, that's not a valid reason. And 9 out of 10, the reasons why people are coming, why they are afraid, if you really validate all of those reasons, 9 out of 10, they are not real reasons. And once you realize that, hey, the reason why we're afraid is not valid, what you need to do, you need to get into the present. It's so important that you get into the present because fear is not really in the present. And you may say, Sue, what are you talking about? Let me explain. I feel like fear is either in the past or the future and not in the present. What I mean is, when we are afraid, it's not lots of time. It's not because there's something in the present that makes us afraid. It's because in the present, we are confronted with a situation that reminds us of something, a negative outcome that happened in the past. And now we are afraid that that negative outcome will repeat itself in the future. And that's why we're afraid in the present. So if you get into the present, it's going to be hard for fear to stay there. And one of the things that I realized, gratefulness and fear cannot live in the same spot. Once you start, like once you do all of those steps and you getting in the present, find something that is going well in your life right now, something that you can be grateful for, and start bringing up those things, and you'll see the fear dissipate very, very fast. And now, once that happens, you need to take control and put fear in the passenger seat, and you are in the driver's seat, and you drive your life, and you start taking actions on what is it that you need to do in order to make your dream of starting your own home care agency come to life. And I remember a few reasons why I was afraid of starting my business when I was getting started. I remember I was thinking, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. I never had a business before. I don't have no business experience. But once I went through that process and I overcame the fear and became in my right state, I realized lots of the things I've done in life, I didn't know how to do them before. I didn't know how to drive when I came from my mother's room, right? I didn't know how to be a nurse. I didn't know none of those things. But what did I do? When I wanted to learn how to drive, I found someone who knew how to drive and they taught me. When I wanted to be a nurse, I found a school who knew what they were doing already and they taught me. And now I'm a nurse and I figure I could do the same thing. Yes, I never started a business before, but is that a reason for me to be afraid? No. I can find somebody who have done it before and make sure that, hey, they can teach me the rope. Another reason that I was afraid of getting started with my home care agency, I was afraid that I will lose my benefits. I wouldn't have insurance. I wouldn't have paid time off. I will lose all of those things. And again, when I went to the step and I realized there are tons of other people out there who are not employed, they are self-employed, and they have medical insurance. There's a way, right? And they still can take time off. There's a way. And all I needed to do is figure out what are they doing, learn from them, and do that thing that I learned from them in a way that benefits me. And once I understood those things, like that really helped me overcome my fear. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna bet on myself and give myself a chance and start my home care agency. And I did just that. And it's been a journey of like where I have a lot of successes, where I also have made a lot of mistakes, more mistakes than I can ever count. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. The reward that I get to see when I'm able to provide a caregiver with a job. If they didn't have that job, they wouldn't be able to send their kids to school, to put food on the table. The reward that I get when I see a patient family, they have that peace of mind knowing, hey, even though they live in a different state, but their loved one is safe because our agency is there. There's nothing that can there's nothing that can really make me feel so great, seeing the fruit of your labor. And not only that, like, yes, I've run my own home care agency. I love what I do. I love the rewards. And of course, there are ups and downs as well. But not only that, I get to do something that I never even thought that I would be able to do in a million years, where I package all of my knowledge, the good, the bad, the ugly, the successes, the mistakes, And I have this amazing opportunity to package that and teach nurses like you how to start their own home care agency and how they can fast track their success and not make the same mistakes that I made. Isn't that amazing? Definitely. And since 2017, we've been able to help over 150 agencies get started, over 200 agencies that were all existing agencies grow. And we are here to stay. And if you're looking to get started with your home care agency, we have the best program in the market where we complete all of the work for you. All of the paperwork you need to get started is done for you. You don't have to lift a finger. We do all of that for you. Not only we get your bit, we complete all the paperwork, get your license, do the policy and procedures, employee file, employee packet. Not only we do that, we provide you training. We provide you the entire package from A to Z. I'm pretty sure most likely you haven't managed a business before. You haven't done any recruiting, hiring before. We know that. So we have all that ready, all the training. So you know how to manage your agency, operate, hire, how to market so you can get the clients. So if you're ready to say yes to your next level, yes to your future, yes to you starting your home care agency, I love to invite you to join our free info session where you can learn how my team can help you bring your dream of having your own non-medical home care agency into a reality. So all you have to do, click the description box below and follow the link so you can register for the next free info session that we have. And if you already have a home care agency, like, hey, I don't need to get started, that's cool too. We got you. We got you. We got all of those different resources there for home care agency owners. Be sure to also check the description link below. Can't wait to see you in the inside. And be sure you subscribe. Subscribe to our channel so you can keep getting all those best practices and useful information about the home care industry. See you soon.